everybody. It's me, Kirsten. Welcome to the It's Giving Mystical podcast. Welcome to your weekly card pull for the week of January 12th, new moon in Capricorn. Hello. How's everyone doing? How is this new moon treating you? It is a moon that is aspected to the nodes, which means that it is a moon that is interested in destiny. It's interested in destiny and power and ownership of your fullness, integrity, sovereignty, power. And it's interesting that that is coming at the beginning of this 8-year. Numerologically, we just entered the 8-year, 2024. 2 + 2 + 4 is 8. 8, the strength card. In numerology, we call 8 the power number, and this year will have its own pacing, its own speed. It will be concerned with materiality. It will be concerned with this idea of as above, so below. The curiosity around spirit taking form, energy taking form, things manifesting, things being drawn from the luminous field into existence, things being drawn from the void into existence. The speed of an 8-year is nothing to be laughed at. As you imagine, as you wish, as you manifest, it will appear. As you call from your heart, from your center for things, they will appear. The thing to remember in 8-year is it's a wonderful, abundant, powerful energy, and it has its own pacing, its own momentum, and its own inherent quality of ambition, inherent quality of confidence, inherent quality of radiance. And what you might need in an 8-year is to be aware of your pacing and the pacing of the time and the pacing of the year and whether that feels good for you. In a 7-year, we kind of felt confused. Like the last 2023, it was confusing. I have this idea of what I want, where I'm going, and I don't quite understand how where I am today is tracking towards where I want to be. Many of you have heard me speak about this 2022 energy being the 6th year, and in that 6th year, you made a choice. You chose a lane. It's the lover's year, 6. It's harmony, but harmony moving us in the direction, internal harmony, navigating us into the future. And you chose a lane. You decided, this matters to me. This is where I want to build my life. This is what I want to create. This is what matters to me. This is what what has value for me. The 7-year prepared you to fully embody that life, to walk that walk, and it was kind of like a boot camp. And many of us began 2023 and ended 2023 in vastly different places than we imagined we were going. And there was this mystery to the number, the sacred transforming, the sacred alchemy of the 7 working through us in a way that was kind of confusing and disorienting. And now the 8-year comes, and everything that you've asked for and everything that your body has prepared for in co-creation with the universe comes to the field. It's time to take the stage, time to take the field. What will you do now? What will you do with this new you you've been cultivating and creating, and hopefully keeping with quite a bit of tenderness and love and compassion? So here you are in the 8-year. Here we are at the Capricorn new moon, and the speed with which life will generate what we are calling towards us is quite fast. And you might feel really good about that. And you might feel like, give me a minute. And the sense of counterbalance, the sense of pacing will become very important in this year ahead. An awareness around your body. Your body is sacred. So there is the spiritual, there is the energetic, there is the way in which we can, especially in the self-development talk, we can kind of make that the primary thing. Like, oh, it's so beautiful, my energy, my energy. And yet you are not pure energy, you are energy incarnate. So what does it mean to be in a body? What does it mean to hold the body as sacred in all of its vulnerability, all of its wants, all of its needs, all of its softness and neediness? What does it mean to hold that as sacred? What does it mean for your desires and your drives to be held with value, held as valuable? All of that's going to come up in the 8-year. So buckle up, buttercup. I hope that feels good. I know in many ways it will be satisfying, because the things that have been floating will come into form, and that's going to feel really good in a lot of ways. It's going to be clear in a lot of ways. There's power there, but also satisfaction in the fact and the acknowledgement of what you can create, of what is possible. The idea of what is the world you want to live in will be right, will be present, and you have a lot of power in that place. The energy I pulled for us this week is the Emperor. So you just see this Capricorn, Emperor, the power year, the 8 year, the 8 number is the number of success. It is the number of material success, material comfort. And so all of that's coming together. What does that feel like for you? What does that feel like for you? What does that mean to you? The Emperor is always concerned with your domain, your boundary line, the fence line. And for many people, a lot of the process in 2023 was around this idea of, it's me. I come back to me. And any way that I've abdicated my power, given away my power, look to others or look to the world to somehow save me, to somehow answer for me, to somehow guide me. A lot of that has gotten shaken up and reshuffled into this place of, holy shit, I'm the only one coming. I'm the only one who really knows what it's like to be me. I'm the only one who can really guide me, hold my energy, save me in whatever way you need to be saved. I am the nexus of safety in my life and in the world. That is beautiful. That is liberating. It's on me. Oh, wait, it's on me. It's been me the whole time. And there's a great liberation in that, and also a great grief in that, a great sadness. You know, in our most, and I've said this before, but in our most resourced, full moments, we can have that energy and be like, yeah, dude, it's all me and I feel amazing, and watch me strike out into the world. And in our more weaker, more vulnerable, more exhausted moments, more depleted moments, it can feel like, dude, really? No one's coming? Like, are you sure? Are you sure no one's coming? And honor both of these truths. And that came up last week with the Three of Wands energy. It might not be so shiny and new. There might be a little bit of road weariness, a little bit of world weariness to where you find yourself, a little bit of, oh, this is harder than I thought it might be. This road is longer and more winding than I imagined it might be. And that's okay. The Three of Wands is saying, yeah, but here you are, and you are firm and clear and standing on your own 2 feet, and you have this perfection of energy fueling you as you cross the portal into 2024. The Emperor is an expansion of that energy. I see a lot of parallel between the Three of Wands and the Emperor, because they're both concerned with, like, I think of Frank Sinatra, I had it my way, or I did it my way. The Emperor is very clear in what his boundary line is, what his domain is, what is his sovereignty, and he has no confusion about the work he needs to do in the world. He has no confusion about the work he needs to do in the world. So what does that mean for you? How does that medicine, the energy come to you in this moment? Where have you abdicated control? Where have you abdicated power? Because it feels like maybe it'd be easier if someone else took the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. In this moment, in this Capricorn new moon, in this 2024 energy, in this moment between eclipses that we're in, the question comes up, where have you given up your power? And is it time to take it back? And what is the full spectrum of emotion that comes when you choose to take it back? Oh, there's so many ways this can show up in a life, right? There's ways that you might hear me say this and you might be like, damn straight, I'm the Emperor. You might hear me say this and say, oh, dude, I don't want to do this. And I just honor wherever you are in the process. I honor whatever this feels like for you. And I believe and I see and I hold that it is right and good that you learn how powerful you are, that you learn that your energy matters, that your choices matter, that your desires matter, that what safety, what a bounded domain feels like. And this came up, I think, on the very first podcast I did with you guys. The Emperor says, call your energy back. Justice says, call your energy back into the here and now. Justice says, like, what is true right now? The Emperor says, what is here right now? So call my energy back, bring my energy back. Don't let anyone confuse you. Don't let anyone trick you. Don't let anyone tempt you to cross the fence line when you don't need to. You are good right here. It is enough for you to stay right here. That feels like the message for the Emperor this week. 8 is a power number. We are going to be concerned and interested in power this year. We are going to be concerned and interested in power this week. We want to know what is true power. Cass Phelps, who I've talked about, one of the teachers I've studied with, I really adore him. And his work is like a carpe, it's like a seed. It plants itself and it kind of unfolds. And he talks about, when you study with him, he'll say, like, don't talk about my teachings right away. Let them bloom. Let them blossom in your field. And one of the things he talks a lot about are these principles, these energies that we each bring and we each gift the world. And power is one of them. And I don't quite understand fully what he's communicating about power, but I know that power is not force. And I know that power is not control. And I am curious about how power, the word, lands in your space. I'm curious about how you source your power. So where's that coming from? If it's coming just from ourselves, there can be a bit of depletion. So what do you tap into? What has deeper roots? What offers you access to the larger picture of this infinite universe that we are all playing in and on and with? You are that limitless universe in form, right? You are source in drag. You are source showing up as this song, as this vibration. Do you recognize the power you hold? Do you recognize where your power is sourced from? Do you recognize how powerful you are? What will you do with power this year? I can tell you that it begins at home. It begins in the body. It begins in your domain. Get that stuff cleaned up. Clean up your space. Clarify your field. Understand your fence line. Check the boundaries. Check in. I am here. What is here? Where is here? What does it mean to be here? That is the message for us this week. Just as kind of like a PSA, I have not done a January forecast yet, a January longer numerology, and I am sitting with that. I'm not sure why I'm hesitating to do so, and I'm going to sit with it this weekend. I think that one of the reasons I started this podcast was to offer a gift, I've said that before, around tarot, around energy, around practice, around what I've learned and what I travel with in my own day-to-day and in my own medicine. The monthly forecasts are leaving me feeling exhausted, and I'm not sure what that's about, and it's not in congruence to the work I want to do. Obviously, if you know anything about me, I really believe in flow. I believe in co-creation. I believe in a type of effortless, doesn't mean there's no work required, but an effortless type of movement and openness and gauging of what is right for you and what is a contraction for you. And for me, just to get like really real, something about the monthly podcast these last 2 months has felt like a contraction, has felt like I'm forcing it. And I'm curious about that. And so I have some ideas about what that might be about. I have some ideas about how I might want to rework it. I do believe that. So if there's any part of your life where you're feeling that, there's something you committed to, something you care about, and it's feeling like a contraction, I invite you to get curious with it, just like I'm doing, and see, what does it want to become? What does it want to blossom into? We really, tarot will tell us this, the world will tell us this, we're not great at endings, us people. Many of us feel our commitments deeply in conscious and unconscious ways. So I feel very committed to this podcast. I love you, I love this, and I will definitely be doing these weekly readings because they come with so much energy. There's such a nourishment here. I hope for you, but definitely for me. And the monthly ones feel less like that. And I don't think that means they're over. I think it means they need to take a new form. So I'm sitting with that this weekend to see what kind of form emerge. Where is the liveness? Where is the life in it? And we'll see what comes. And I know whatever comes is just right. It's just so. But I have to stay in my domain. And when my body is aching, my body is tightening around something, especially around my work, I have to pay really good attention to that, really close attention to that. It has never failed me. And dude, you got to practice what you preach. Any teacher, any healer, any guide out there, if they are not living the work they are teaching, you might want to ask some questions. If they're not confronting the topics they're sharing, you might want to get curious. We're teaching the best when we're teaching from our truth and we're teaching from our own life. And I hope that resonates. I hope you hear me on that. I hope you feel that. And always hit me up with questions. Always hit me up with emails or texts, just letting me know what it's like for you. But that's what it's like for me. And I have a couple ideas. So I'll say that. I'll leave it at that. And I send you so much love. And I just want you to know that you will know your power in a much deeper way by the end of 2024. You might be amazed at just what you're able to create and do in this year ahead. And I bless that for you. I bless that your sense of power comes from a sense of service, a sense of sourcing, and a sense of ease to it. We do live in a limitless, incredible quantum universe. You should know that more. You are invited to know that more in this year ahead. So Emperor says hey, I say hey, and I will see you all very, very soon. So much love. Bye. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.